Friends, how are you doing? It is a bright, sunshiny day here on Tuesday. The market is selling off, and there's some stuff happening in the market here. So we're going to talk about Big Bear with some things that are happening in Big Bear land, address what could potentially be happening with SoFi tomorrow. It could be really bad or really good, but bank stocks in general for the overall market may be a terrible day tomorrow, but we'll see here. So addressing what is happening here in the market, just because this stuff affects the whole market. One thing that happened today, NVIDIA came out today with their talking about their new AI chip. They just upgraded it pretty much. Nothing crazy, nothing to drive investors crazy. The stock is still not really reacting to the news that has come upon it today with investors. Investors are scared. I mean, they're just like, they just don't want to spend money on stocks right now, and it's obvious what's going on. With that too, tomorrow the Feds will be talking. Jerome Powell will be talking tomorrow around 2:30. And from there, we should know, are we going to get rate cuts? Rate cuts going to stay the same? How big a rate cut are we going to get? What does Jerome Powell think about the overall market? Inflation, stagnation, recession, all these big words, these scary words. So a lot of these things are going to be asked by Jerome. And Jerome is the one man besides Trump that can really just, teeter-totter the market. So tomorrow, I suspect the market will just be on edge all day until we get around 2:30 where Jerome starts talking. Now, obviously, we're hoping he says some really good things, but we're going to see here. So the market right now is it's back and forth. It wants to go up. It wants to find this ground again that it lost, and we're still really at all-time highs compared to like 6-8 months ago, okay? So we're still doing good here in that kind of form here. We haven't had like a huge recession landslide, nothing, and of course we don't want that. But two, there is a situation around, April 2nd, the big tariff bills are due again, and that whole thing is going to come up again, and we're going to see how the market reacts to it. And obviously the market does not like the tariff situation right now. So, we could just be sailing here with the market, and tomorrow will really tell us more about that. So talking about Big Bear here today. Press was released today. So obviously, I have read a ton about this today because obviously, like many of you, we're counting on Big Bear to do something big this year. Key things to know here. Key things to know before I say what I'm going to say. Big Bear still has all these new deals it had that it's acquired here. Big Bear still has their new CEO, Kevin. Kevin has been with the company for a while, but he just moved into the CEO role, and we're seeing change in the company. There is change coming that is happening in this company. And with that too, this news came out today in a new regulatory filing Tuesday morning. I mean, this broke first thing this morning. I was on StockTwits, everything, and people are like, oh my God. BigBear.ai disclosed the need to reinstate its financial results for the fiscal year ended December 31st of 2022. Not a big year for them. And 2023. Still not a big year for them. In the interim financial statements for each quarterly period in 2023 and 2024. So obviously this is with the older Big Bear being ran under its old CEO. Now obviously Big Bear came out with a statement here saying we need more time to get this paperwork to where it needs to go. So with that too, Big Bear also released a statement saying that this no way affects our, future growth. We're still on the road to go where we're going here, bringing in, almost $160 million in revenue for this year coming. This year we're in right now, we're still on track. No deals are affected. Nothing is going to change here in essentially the bad. The situation that is at hand right now is that this scares investors, and it, I don't want to say fraud, obviously, but there's some stuff going on in the past Big Bear here where they're having to address stuff. This is something similar to what Super Microcomputer just went through here months ago. Very similar, essentially, and we saw what happened with that stock, and the stock started to come back a little bit, but there was, in the short term, huge sell-off, huge issues that formed in that company financially with the stock share. This is situations going on in the company, and I wouldn't be surprised that we don't hear anything more about this until they just release a statement like saying, hey, we cleared that up. When I look at this as me as an investor in this, I look at key things right now. I go, okay, we've got a new CEO. We're moving forward. We've been getting these government contracts. Fundamentally, the company is doing better than it's ever done, honestly, moving forward. That's why it's grabbing so much attention right now. I think I say this with every Big Bear video. I swear I say this every Big Bear video, and some of you guys get really mad when I say this, but this is why I have to say it. You're dealing with a company that is being redirected. It's being rebuilt. It's obvious what's going on here. There's a new big guy in the seat here, and the company is being driven in different directions here, to where yes, it's doing better, it's capturing more deals. The company is obviously, this is something that has come up in the company, obviously. So with that too, I look at this and I go, the thing that I tell people every time I talk about Big Bear is that this is a risky play. It is a wild card, 100%. I still believe that 100%. It's a wild card that it may work, it may not work. My general hope for Big Bear, and you can look back when I was saying this in September, my hope with Big Bear is that it keeps getting deals. It keeps getting government contract deals, but other deals too, to where even these government contract deals, they start attracting more companies that start to work with them. We saw that with Palantir, 100%. Now, and I'm not saying this is going to be the next Palantir, so I'm not trying to spread that rumor whatsoever. But what I am saying is that there is a situation that I believe the grass could get greener here with Big Bear, but it is going to be a rocky climb up that hill, 100%. It is going to be a very volatile, as you can tell, very volatile life here with Big Bear. And two, this market is not helping one whatsoever. Obviously, if we weren't dealing with this tariff stuff that we're going to right now, Trump was like, hey, we're just going to keep, moving in this direction. And everything was almost the same except the tariffs. We would probably have our market still where it was. We would be running. A lot of these small cap stocks would still be doing very well. Big Bear would probably more than likely still be at a $6, $7, $5 range at the lowest. Now, obviously, this news right here would have kicked out some feet from it, regardless, because investors, they don't like scary news like this. And even with something like this that has nothing to do with the present going on right now. But what you're seeing right now, and I totally get it, because, think about somebody that has like 100,000, 50,000, 20,000, even $5,000 wrapped up in Big Bear, and then this article gets released today, and they're like, they don't really read it, they don't like dig into it, nothing. They're just like, then maybe they just read stock twits, and they're like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. I'll just take like a 20% loss, and I'll recoup my money somewhere else. So I think you saw a lot of that this morning. You saw a lot of that today. I have said this from day one. This is going to be a hard relationship with Big Bear until they can pay off more debt, until they can show guidance in their stock to where there is focus to where this stock can achieve capturing quarterlies, meeting expectation, beating expectation, to where they do capture more deals. The fun thing about Big Bear, and why I call it the wild card here, is because it is essentially one big deal away from changing the trajectory of where the stock is going, okay? So you have to think, if Big Bear were to even get one more deal for $50 million to $100 million quarterly, not quarterly, they were to get a $50 million to $100 million contract spread over like 2, 3, 4 years, somewhere in that span, start chopping that money up into quarterlies, into years here. Yeah, it would drive the price up even more, and maybe Big Bear could get into a conversation of where they're going to make $180 million or maybe $200 million, with just in 1 year's time. So that's the situation that you're seeing right now. Big Bear's been getting these deals, but these deals, some of them are larger than some. The last one they just got was $13.2 million, but it's chopped up over, 3, 4, almost 5 years, some of these deals. So they're not getting a lump sum of money. They're not getting $13 million. They're not getting, the one that happened a few months ago here. They're not getting $200 million, that day. It's getting chopped up over time. So what we're looking for right now, we're looking for just compounding quarterlies here, where we start to see just a 5%, maybe just a simple 2% more, 5% more, 7%, 10%, to where, it shows that Big Bear is climbing in quarterlies and growing in revenue. I think that's what the majority of people here are looking for with Big Bear. I think if you're truly in Big Bear, you cannot be naive and that blind to what's happening here with Big Bear. There's gonna be stuff like this happening with Big Bear. And listen, if you can't handle this with Big Bear, you should leave. You should leave 100%. I'm not here to make fun of people or anything. I would never do that with anybody. What I'm saying is, I understand there's people that they just can't take it. There are plenty more stocks in this market that are probably going to bring you more money faster. 100%. You can take your money and you can put it in some other AI stocks that are moving aggressively. Big Bear is going to be like I said, a wild card. We're hoping that this company, if you're buying in this low, and obviously we don't want to get caught in a reverse stock split, what we're hoping is that this company starts to achieve more deals. Are they going to do that? I don't know. I don't work for the company. I can only hope so. They are capturing essentially every 30 days, we're seeing a new deal pop up here. So if these deals can keep continuing to pop up here, we're going to see compounding on Q1, Q2, Q3 of this year here. But it's going to take time. It's going to take time, 100%, friends. So this news right here, it's not scaring me out of my boots here with Big Bear at all. I just look at it and go I'm gonna stay up, tuned with it. I'm gonna watch what's happening here. But two, I look at this and I go, well, maybe they're digging through. Maybe Kevin is going through stuff in the company. Maybe he's looking at stuff. Maybe this has come up somehow with him. Somehow, maybe he's triggered something here. And another thing that I would like to see, I would like to see Kevin talk. I would like to see the CEO Kevin talk here. I think that's so important when CEOs talk. But I've said that more than once, so I don't want to sound like a broken record here, and I'm sure I already am. But it's just a day. It's just a day here with Big Bear, 100%. So I don't want to talk too much about SoFi, but I do believe that there's a situation with SoFi to where SoFi is trying to keep its head above water here until we get to the next quarterly. And this is just the same MO with SoFi. 100%. SoFi, 2 weeks out before earnings, will start to show life. It will start to move up. And then we've been coming out with these huge quarterlies with SoFi. Does really well. Starts hitting new numbers, does amazing, and then we start to see sell-offs. SoFi just slowly sells off here. So tomorrow is obviously going to be a really big day to see if SoFi can achieve holding this $11, $10 position. If Jerome Powell comes out tomorrow and says bad things that shakes the market even more, I would not be surprised to see SoFi sell down to like a $10 position here whatsoever. But I would continue to buy 100%. I would continue to buy because I know that SoFi is going to come out with these quarterlies here that are going to be amazing, and the stock's going to shoot back up here in May. Now, where the market will be then, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's so much going on in the news from day to day. It is hard to say where this... Friends, we're all in this together. We're just following the news. We're following the market. If anybody says they know where this market's going right now, that is a dangerous place to say. That's a dangerous place to be right now. So, yeah, I'm not expecting Jerome to say there's going to be rate cuts tomorrow. I'm really not. I just don't think he's going to do it. If he did, it would be fantastic, and the market would move on top of that. It would be a big day in the market. You would see the S&P 500 shoot up probably, 15, 20 points. Is that going to happen? I don't know. And then, it's interesting that Palantir is back to this. It seems like every time there's a bad day in the market, we can just look over and see Palantir right back at this low $80 position. You know, this is the wall right here with Palantir. I've been saying this for weeks now. This is the wall with Palantir right around this high, over $70 here, but in this low $80 position, where we could see a 79 on a real bad day. And then this just uncertainty, Palantir is showing this $83, $84 position here. So the market's moving up a little bit here. But there's so much going on right now with so much uncertainty. The market is still very scared. We went to almost 57 today in the market, but we're still in this 56 range. So friends, I'm excited. I'm excited. I have to stay positive with this market 100% because I know the long-term outcome, it will be well. Every time I've gone through a market with uncertainty, with things like, I just don't know how this is going to be. The first 2 years with the Biden market was like boring. I mean, it was like, if we had a green day, it was like, oh my God, there's a green day. It just is. We just went through a huge bull market. I mean, from November until just 4 weeks ago, we went through a huge bull market, and now we're just like, if we get a green day, we're like, oh my God, so it's a situation of where we're just following the huge transition in the world, the market, law, everything with what's going on right now, and who's going to take the brunt force of that first? It's going to be the investors. We will take the brunt force of that. Friends, I wish all of you best of luck. I will be back yapping my gums here very soon. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I really do mean that. Take care of yourself, friends. Bye-bye.